All right, I'm going to take a look at the EV stock sector. Let's take a look at Tesla quickly. Look at my Tesla video yesterday, my Tesla and my CCIV videos. I made them yesterday, and it did exactly what I was really looking for it to do, which is for the bears to step in, try for that double top, reject that resistance area, get a little bit of a push. There was a bit of a push to the upside, fake out to the upside. Bears came in. There was profit taking and bearish momentum to the downside. Bears brought it right back below that upper resistance trend line that it broke. So it's looking like that could have been a fake out to the upside. Let's wait a day or two to really see what's going on. Bulls will want to hold this higher daily low pattern that's been in place since 1, 2, 3 days in a row. It set a higher low on the daily. We don't have a lower wick on the weekly candle, and it doesn't look proper. Most candles have at least a little bit of a lower wick and an upper wick. This candle does not have a lower wick. We might be creating one in the next few days, which would suggest some further downside, and then potentially look for the bulls to try and step in. Getting a little bit of a double top on the weekly though, so be a little bit cautious here. There is a lot of volume at these high levels. You see that big volume spike at this high level over there, and this has become a clear resistance area. And if you even just look further back, I should start using the rectangle tool instead. But this is just a clear resistance area over here, 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 around here. Clear resistance area. That's $700 mark on Tesla. Now, Tesla is the sector leader, so if Tesla's not doing well, probably most of the other ones are going to have trouble as well. And they're seeing they're all dropping today. They're all red today for the most part. NIO had a big squeeze to the upside. I don't know if I made a video on this or I talked about it in my last EV video, but I was looking for the bears to step in because basically a lot of people, and I said, and I drew this in my last video, and this is a very clear resistance area I was looking at, and with resistance, it acted as a support here, broke it. Previous support becomes resistance. That's what you see right here. Retested that area, resistance, big pullback now. And a lot of bulls are still trapped in the red bag holding because a lot of people, a lot of money bought at these higher levels up here, up here. So a lot of people bought at $45 plus, and now it's just under 45 bucks. So some clear resistance on NIO. This is a big pullback, and it already set a lower high, looks like. So if we break this range, our low of support is around that $44.50 mark. If we break that range, we could be set to test that next support level around that $42.70 mark, that 200-day moving average. We might test that again. That's what the bears are going to look for, and then they're going to want to break that and change the trend. The trend has already been changed because you have your high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and bears will want to set another lower low. It broke this clear support area as well over here. Came back above for a bit. Bulls definitely want to hold the $42 mark on NIO, I believe. I would say 44. But the momentum looks to the downside now. You already kind of got a squeeze. You've already had that big FOMO again. And it looks like we're getting a cool off now. And potentially back to reality. As most of you know, or maybe don't know, I'm personally not a fan of EV stocks. I do think it's a bubble. And the reason I think that is simply because it costs a lot of money to build cars. All the steel, all the lithium, all the copper, all the factory workers, the factories, the electricity. And then you have the transportation of transporting the vehicles to the dealerships. And then you have dealerships. And then you have salespeople. And then you have warranties. And then you have recalls. And then you have customer service. And then you have mechanic shops. And, then maybe you have carbon tax or whatever that you have to pay still. But I guess for these guys, no. Okay, for these guys, no. But still, all those other expenses, the crash dummies, all that kind of stuff. There's so much expenses for automakers, and the gross margins are so low. Most automakers, the margins are less than 10%, and that's on the high level. Margins for something like Tesla, I think it's like 3-4% or even less. Those are not very good margins. The profits are low. There's a lot of competition. The prices of the stocks are very high. That's my opinion. I'm not going to get further into it. But I'm not saying you shouldn't invest. At the end of the day, we listen to the charts. And the charts are suggesting at this point that we might get some further downside in the short term and to be cautious. That's what the charts are saying right now as far as I can see. And as much as you may think, I'm not being biased. I'm going with the chart. Okay? If the chart said bull, I'd be bull. Now, there is that potential. This could be a little bit of a bull flag on the weekly on Tesla. I don't totally see it. Looks a little bit like a double top. I would give it a little bit more time to give us more data to really let us know which direction this is going to go. But look, it's topping out right around that resistance area. Pass through was a fake out upper wick of profit taking. We could head back to this lower range around $560. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that's what I would be looking for if I was trading this stock right now. And that would go with most EV names. And you had this big run up on a lot of them recently. Big run up, big run up, big run up, without any clear support levels established. So bulls got a lot of range to work with. The bulls want to set a higher weekly low and then move up to set a higher high on the weekly, the longer term bulls. In the short term, the bears appear to have the momentum on most of these EV stocks. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Please press that like button. Visit my site, 10baggerstocks.com, and check out my Instagram as well, 10baggerstocks. That's where I post the most, is my Instagram. I post the most on there. That's where I'm most active. Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a nice night.